Vibe coding tools are all the rage right now. Everyone is talking about these AI tools that can generate beautiful UI that works with just prompts. But can they handle real SaaS complexity? And today I'm putting 3 top tools to the test and using a real-world example. So at Gable, we are at a time when we are rethinking some of our lineage features, and that requires us to do some explorations like a graph. And these graphs can be really complex because if you know data, you know they are a mess. Lots of different destinations, lots of data points, and they can get really messy really quickly. So how do you handle data at scale is a top of mind concern. And I think that's where AI can really add some value as I think through this problem. I am time boxing this to half a day to see where I can get with vibe coding tools. So for this test, I decided to test V0, Lovable, and a personal favorite, Subframe. And my process is really simple. So I plan to give the AI tools a simple prompt, just my requirements, and see what they generate. I do have some Figma screenshot I can supplement and see if they will take on some of the Gable branding elements and make a somehow realistic looking product UI. And I can't wait. Let's get started. It's loading, 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 loading. But I have to say, I see why designers love Lovable because this love pulsing is very lovable. So Lovable is taking really long time to load. It's over a minute and a half, and now I got a blank app. That's disappointing. Okay, it says couldn't install dependency. Lovable couldn't write code that can run by Lovable. This is sad. I think I'm just gonna prompt for it to fix itself because I don't know what to do. Okay, so after a few tries of trying to fix the dependency error and some other error, I finally got it to work. And now I have a lineage explorer with a background with some nodes, but there's no lines. Also, I didn't like the detail modal. And I think at this point, I have been spending a lot of time, a lot of loading states and error state in Lovable. And I'm thinking it's time to move on to the next tool. And my verdict here for Lovable is it's probably great for websites. It's probably great for delightful animations, but for SaaS, not so much. At least it's not something that can be easily done. It feels like an uphill battle most of the time. Okay, now let's move on to Subframe. Subframe is actually one of my favorite tools. I like that you have the ability to see multiple designs in one screen. And that divergent step is very important to me. And the second killer feature Subframe has is the ability to mix and match different elements on different designs to create your own, which is also very similar to how I design after I tried out different directions. Very similar interface, and I give it pretty similar prompt. And loading, I'm so excited. I see 4 thumbnails. Oh, I really like this. You can see what they're working on in blur. Okay, so it seems like Subframe really missed the brief. It's not a lineage explorer. There's no graph. Maybe I need to call out that more in my prompt. So I'm gonna prompt again, but as you can see, the UI generated is actually beautiful. I would say a production grade application dashboard. So I prompted again, but it wasn't really giving me what I wanted. And there's no lines, it's just notes and tables, which they are beautiful looking tables. But that's not what I want. And they give me different layouts. And this one is really close, but I think because Subframe allow you to mix and match their designs, so they think of their components in a modular way, and that makes it really hard for a graph. Like for example, this fourth version, you can see it's trying to connect, but the lines are just not connecting, and these individual mixable components are isolated from each other. So I don't think, as much as I was rooting for Subframe, I don't think Subframe is great for non-standard dashboard or non-standard application UI yet. So let's move on to V0. I actually heard a lot of good things from our own engineers at work. What I love about V0 is it's already integrating with production grade React libraries and component libraries like ShatCN, which is the component library we are planning on using. So I give it the same prompt and whoa, okay. I think out of the 3 tools, V0, it gives me the most promising UI to begin with. We see a lot of nodes, which is exactly what I want, and some basic interactions, like you can drag and drop the nodes, secondary clicks, and it looks like it's made with React Flow, and you can, whoa. That actually is helpful. It's showing me I shouldn't have expand all feature at all because it won't be useful at all. You don't know what's happening. That's just way too confusing. I do like some design choices they're making. So I like this left side panel. That's great. And like these little tabs under the search bar, I might be able to steal in the future. The code they're generating looks pretty good. It looks like the structures is clean, and it looks like they're loading data from a data file, which is exactly what I need. I need to be able to load a bunch of them here. So let's focus on the big glaring issue, which is there are no lines. I don't see any lines. Oh, now we have a runtime error. Unexpected token semicolon. I'm going to ask it to fix with V0. Okay, no more error, but also no more lines. I feel like I'm just here withering away. So after a lot of reprompting and fix the lines, fix the lines, fix the lines, and I finally got it to a point that I see lines. Yay. And also I forgot to record this, but I also uploaded my Figma file. To my surprise, that's a pleasant surprise for once. It actually did a decent job taking the essence of my Figma file, and it even fixed some of my shoddy UI work because my search bar is kind of floating and the pills are kind of bulky. So now this fix actually did a better job than my mid prototype, and it's pretty cool. I like how they did our nav. And I'm not sure about the animated edges, but hey, I'm just happy to have edges. And maybe I kind of like it, maybe that's something to fine-tune in the polishing state. So I decided to ask it to give me interactions on click. After a bunch of tries, I am able to prompt it to give me a field detail fly-in. There's a lot of stuff they just added, which is what I expected with AI. They just give you a bunch of stuff. And these bunch of stuff is actually really useful for me at this stage, because some of them would spark ideas for me on things I could include with my design. So overall, after 2 catastrophic failures, I'm actually fairly happy with V0's result. So I'm going to declare V0 the winner of today's live coding battle. So if you're also starting with vibe coding and testing out these tools, here are some of my cliff notes that you can take home with you. 1, I think start simple is okay. You don't have to write a PRD with all the complexity. I think because there's going to be errors, it might be hard for you to keep track of everything if you start from a very complex state. I'd rather you start simple and adding one item at a time, so it's easy for you to debug and prompt. And really, this one is very interesting to me, which is ask AI to fix itself. It's kind of meta. V0 even show that on the screen that you can click fix itself. It is really helpful because I can't go in and fix some randomly generated complex code right away. It would take me some time to understand what's happening. But asking the AI to fix itself and you just fix until something happens is kind of magical. It's kind of funny as well. So that's a really good tip for beginners to get started with these tools. So designers love to talk about how these tools are the future of design and even shipping. Here is my verdict. They are not replacing us anytime soon. Not yet, at least. But they are a useful tool to speed up how we prototype. Because Figma is clunky, learning how to code, it takes even longer. So just be able to use natural human language to prompt and get a somewhat clickable prototype at the end is very interesting. Especially you're building something that's highly interactive, and it really depends on realistic looking data like a lineage graph. Something like this could be very valuable. And my next step is to actually, I think, vibe coding unfortunately stop here. And the next step would be coding. So I need to figure out how to load up a lot more data nodes and then maybe fix certain things in code. So I really wanted to be able to pull up a tool like Windsurf or Cursor and see if I am able to use AI-aided power to actually code, or at least modify the code. But before I can do that, I need to refresh my 10-year-old engineering knowledge, because I have not coded very much at all except some CSS tweaks for so long. And 10 years ago, my time, there wasn't React. JavaScript doesn't have class. So now JavaScript, TypeScript reads like a foreign language to me. So my next project is actually ask ChatGPT to teach me how to code in React. So feel free to follow along for the next video. And yeah, if you are a vibe coder, if you are a designer who have tried out these new tools, I'd love to hear from you. What are some of the tools you really love? And what are some of the crazy problems or even crazy UIs you got from it? And what's your most proud project? I'd love to see them all. So feel free to drop a comment. And if you're looking to just try out vibe coding, here you go. You get one more data point. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next episode.